So, this video is all about how to stop recluttering your life, why we do it, and how to turn it around. But before I get started, I'd really appreciate it if you take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps more than you'll ever know. All right, so let's get started with the real reasons that we have a tendency to reclutter. In other words, we'll get rid of some stuff and then we just keep buying more and more and more stuff. And sometimes it has to do with the emotional noise in our life, everything that we feel that really isn't ours to worry about, identity confusion, when our internal self doesn't really match reality on the outside. And believe me, that creates a lot of stress. If you're a person who buys to soothe certain emotions rather than to solve a specific problem, that's a reason that we reclutter. The I deserve this trap, all right? The marketing residue from Wednesday's longer video that I shared. The unconscious buying becomes unconscious accumulation, and this ties directly in with emotional clarity, right? There's a rule that goes with soft life when it comes to recluttering, and that is if it costs you your peace, it's too expensive, all right? So peace is your filter. I don't know if you're familiar with Marie Kondo. She had some extremely popular Netflix shows. She's a little tiny Japanese girl, and she would tell people to hold an object close to their heart and say, does it spark joy? Does it spark joy, right? Okay. And then also looking at energy as a currency, almost like, your energy has a certain value to it, right? And if it's taking unnecessary energy, it's too expensive, right? Space as self-respect. In other words, do you have things like packed to the rafters, or is it easy to get at stuff? Soft life is not minimalism. Peace is a boundary, not a vibe, okay? In other words, if it takes your peace, it's too expensive, all right? This strengthens the identity graph for you. All right. The other thing to think about is discernment. It's that 5-second pause before you buy something or stick it in your cart and ask yourself, what am I trying to feel right now? Will this add peace to my life, or will it just add more noise? Is this for my identity, or is this feeding into some insecurity? Am I buying the actual item, or am I buying sort of a fantasy? Okay. And will this matter in 48 hours? A lot of times we see something and we want to grab it and everything. And it's like, why did I do that? This is emotional adulthood in action. Okay. And sometimes it means releasing, letting go without drama. Okay. You don't need a decluttering marathon, like taking a whole weekend or something. You need sort of a release rhythm. One item a day or one drawer a week, one emotional category at a time. Release things as a form of self-respect, which aligns with pattern interruption, okay? Here's the soft life test, all right? If you're thinking about buying something, does this support the woman that I'm becoming? Okay. Are my choices aligned with my identity and who I am and who I want to be? Okay. Are you buying for your future self and not your stressed out self? There's a difference between comfort and clarity. And that's why soft life is a practice. It's not a purchase. Okay. And knowing and your identity and really being in alignment with it, okay, will make decisions easier for you. And I just want you to know that once you start thinking about stuff in terms of how it supports or detracts from your soft life, the more and more that will come true for you and be real for you. Rather than, again, it's not just about having a couple of, cozy outfits and great candles and all of that. I mean, those are nice things, believe me, but there's much more to it than that. And so I want to thank you so much for watching this video. This is Denise, What I Wish I Knew at 30 on YouTube.